All right, Space Marine, I'm about to break your faceplate.
One of these properties that you end up having to learn. So if we
That is
skip
you
ahead of
taking 10, you making
that, where
10
we're going to
friends.
go,
That's what
you've got
that
all
was.
these
Then you're going to
piles
make
of
100
rules
friends. Then you're going to make
that
a
just look like
1,000
a bunch of
friends.
algebra
And
that
yes, those 10
can be
and
hard to
100
remember
friends
and
can
easy to
be
kind of
those 1,000
mix things
friends
up in your head.
this time.
And
You're allowed to
I
do
think
it
when
this
people
time,
have,
Space
these
Marine.
sort of nightmarish recollections of what high school math was
So
like
I
and what
want you,
logarithms.
well, let's just go back to that. Let's look right at this. What am I talking about? Two of the friends. Well, firstly, graph yourself. That's that zero state of the secret square or whatever it is, forbidden SMP order nonsense. 1, 2, 3, 4 log. Oh well, logs are log bananas. Well, apparently not. They're log A and B. Pretty straightforward. That's what it's doing. 0 and 1 before you figure out. Oh, so there's a couple of different structures, and I need inches and centimeters and feet and miles and a bunch of other things because it works the same way. But it may not be clean to physics, chemistry, or engineering. Why? Because, well, without physics and engineering, you really wouldn't have chemistry. And that is to say, without chemistry and its engineering, you wouldn't really have physics. But that's to say, I started with an element in chemistry and I designed the physics of it to actually get it to design another set, X, Y, and Z, and different combinations of that. So, right now, at the very basic right hand rule, that what we're doing is we're saying the result. We know the result first, that two sources of information about algorithms will equal log parentheses a times b. We're using, it's fair to say that 3b 1b with more prime marks inside of the situation than me talking about logarithms. If I were to log this person's number and this person's number, would be an example of n in this situation. The logs at the a squared platform, it says over the time spans, the adjustment of those things. So it really doesn't matter. But at that point in time, right hand rule, a. Good to go. No problems. Let's take this a little bit farther. Why log 6? I have no clue, honestly, out here. But at log n, that we have this little 0, 1, 1, 1 situation where we're saying, well, this is one action. This is the equivalency of that action and its parts, which keeps fractalizing down fx sigma x wave function psi x sigma f sigma a, any combinations of those things. I've been running fly fish and hackle, right, doing fly ties. Well, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at a gauge of a hook. Well, that's great. Then all flies can be based on that. Yes, to a degree. In that triangulation we're going to be getting into in a minute here, why only to a degree? Well, we have that basic hook structure is based in measurements, and we're all cool with that. We're not saying that it's based in the actual caddisfly that sets the measurement, no matter what size or shape that you do it. No, 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 no. We're starting with the smallest and working our way back. Physically, you can't put it on a fly tie. It doesn't work inside a log A and AB, or we don't have the technique worked out for it yet. Some combination of that idea. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Log A, log A, log A, and log B. You'd figure there'd be a log just B inside of here, but it's symmetry. It's scaled. If you're doing this, then you only A or B individually becomes A. It's not until you say this one is larger or zero that we're going to use the smaller one first, or orientation. But you got to make sure that everybody has the same way of thinking about that, right? All right, Space Marine. But walking this dog out a bit more, just up here in this perfect square, what are we doing? Well, we're kind of saying that there's integers greater than 2, or integers of 2. Kind of in that compression, it's here. 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2, that we orientate 1, 1, 1, 2, or 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, that there's still 1, that would increment in such a way that results of cutting board as a log is 25 in a day, plus 30 is going to get, or excuse me, 25, we'll go smaller or larger. We'll go always larger, right? So it's just nice and easy. That this one was the 30, this one was the 25, and every time we see A in their system like that, unless we know by some prime mark or some system that is the well-established oiling, Engling's angle, of what that is. So when James, or the G advanced physics math problem we did a second ago with the rectifier, you're going to get into some of those geometries at a 3 by 3 square like this one. It's just compressed, it's much smaller. We're upping the scale, or we're decreasing the scale at that decimal. Photon, gluon, W boson, Z boson, gravity, electromagnetism, strong force, weak force, and again, any combination of that system, we just Pavlovian dogged you right into the ground. So, sit, boo boo, sit.
People have, these sort of nightmarish recollections of what high school math was like and what logarithms did for them.
Didn't have
the
actual circuit, right? You didn't have
it
it out there
in
that math class. So how can I be sure? How do I know that this is? I trust it. Don't get me wrong. I understand that this calc is trigonometry. What is algebra? And at any rate,
so let's go ahead and
I know that's
see how
correct.
people are answering
But
on this one.
not having a
We've got
tool,
pretty even split
not only did I
between
just learn that
three
experiment,
possible
but I
categories.
didn't have
All right, so
the
the
tools.
most
This
common
battery,
viewer right
you
now
will
answered
always
C, that
use
they
a 9-volt
understand
battery
them, but they
for
wouldn't know
why
how to
this
teach
works. It
them.
is
The
the
second most
smallest,
common are
right?
those who said they
Simplest
understand
way
it well and they
where I
could
could do a
comfortably
long
teach them.
enough time
So this is sort of
span
revealing that,
for
okay, the
most
existing
of everything.
audience
I mean,
on the
sure,
channel
you
at the
could.
moment,
That battery will
people who are into
heat
math,
out.
they're
It'll
gonna be
fuzzle. It'll
pretty comfortable with
explode if you
logarithms.
pull that kind of
And then
energy. It'll
after
be
that,
endothermic or
confused by
exothermic
some
in
of the
some way
properties,
that trips
and then
that, and
at
it
the bottom, people have never
gonna
learned
do
about
some
them.
stuff
Now,
with
if you watching
why
are one
it
of the people
operates
who
that way
answered A,
in
that
that
you've never learned
area
about them, or that you're not comfortable,
with
keep in
a
mind,
better
this lecture is actually meant
determination
for you.
of
So when we're doing
those
some live quizzing, and we're going to have an answer on
determinations
here,
of
and we're
just
going to have people,
we're determining it's a
answering
mathematical
probably pretty
concept
quickly,
is
probably correctly, given that, as you can see,
get
most of
exactly
them
what
are
it is,
coming
but
in
it
comfortable with
means something
logarithms.
specifically.
Don't let that be
Log
intimidating. Don't
rules.
let that be something that
Rules
indicates
are
you
laws.
should be
They're,
answering quickly.
they
or
are.
You should necessarily be getting the right answer. Right?